Okay, guys, I want to touch on this. I just started a series on the other channel called Survivor Series, and I have right now a three-part video series for a listener named Sue. We've been emailing back and forth, and she allowed me to share her story, and I go into it. But basically, this series is going to be so that series is uploading now, and will be available to watch shortly. But again, just encouraging you guys. I go in those three videos. If after you watch this video, if you want to go over there to Embodied Souls channel and watch that three-part series, it's called Sue's Story of Narcissistic Abuse, Part 1, 2, and 3. Again, I'm putting it under the playlist Survivor Series, and if you watch that video, you'll see how I'm breaking this down for you guys to understand how this healing is involved in all aspects of our life. It's not just just childhood healing. It's not just abusive spouse healing. It's not just controlling abusive parent healing. It's not just if you went through a situation with the government healing. It's not just healing from sexual abuse from like a preacher, pastor, or whatever. It's not just that kind of healing. This healing, guys, is, and what I explain in her videos really well, is how this matrix works, okay? There's truth, fact, and reality, and then there's everything else. Okay, I've gone over this so many times. If you go back and watch the Fundamental Foundations for Freedom series on the playlist over there on Embodied Souls channel, you'll see I laid out what truth, fact, and reality are pretty well. But it's very simple. Truth, fact, and reality are so very simple. It's pure, it's natural, it's organic, we comprehend it, it's innately known to us. What isn't, why we have such a problem in these constructs that we live in, is because it's all on purpose. It's all the matrix construct of enslavement that we find ourselves under, which is all based on lies, opinions, beliefs, faith, relying on everything outside of us for the answers, for the knowledge, for our salvation, for all of these things, okay? Whether that be, government, education, work, money, family, the whole social structures of family and friend groups and all of those types of things. If you think we need safety, like police forces and governments and armies and militaries and boundaries and all of that, guys. So what we need to understand, okay, is who we are. Okay, you have to understand who we are. If you think that humanity is just some spontaneous evolution that came from monkeys or from tadpoles, and then became cave people, and then became then started making cities, and then started doing this, and then discovered the wheel, and that if you're eating up the spoon-fed narrative of history that this matrix is giving you, you are under complete mind control. In order to heal, you have to recognize and accept all of these things for what they are. You have to recognize and accept that the matrix system of control that has told you that you had to go to school for your first 18 years of your life and be taught, and then get a job, and then work the rest of your life for an imaginary fake monetary system, in order to have these things that they tell you need for your balanced diet and nutrition, for your health and well-being, for all of these lies, because you need shelter, because you need a new car, because you need to have insurance, because you need to pay taxes, because you need this, because you need that, and in all of these things, it's all a construct, it's all a lie, it's all part of the matrix. And so this healing, guys, is not just healing from abuse, from actual physical abuse, sexual abuse, mental or psychological abuse from an abuser, from an actual person, but also from all these systems of control that we were born into, because we were all born into systems of control, of enslavement, where we were named, numbered, and cataloged, where the state, where our parents, acting as agents of the state, allowed heavy, toxic, poisonous metals to be put into our body, where our parents taught us abusively how to consume poisons in our mouths, how to separate from human contact, how to stress over money, how to pass tests, how to get along in toxic social structures, how to involve yourself in cultural constructs that in hierarchical systems of control that are completely toxic and non-conducive to human life. Okay, you have to recognize and accept who we are. You have to get yourself realize that you've been brainwashed, and that every perspective and opinion you have is coming from the matrix, from the program mind slave box that you've been placed under. Okay, it is not. Your thinking that you've been doing your whole life is not actual thinking. It's choosing between a set of given scenarios and given options within a mind slave box, within the programming and indoctrination of the matrix system. And we each have different boxes tailored to our own family systems, or societal systems wherever we grew up, or whatever environment we were raised in, but they're all pretty much the same. It all pretty much puts us in a hierarchy of power, saying that you got to work, saying that you got to prove yourself, saying that you got to get an education to be anybody, saying that you don't know anything without an education, saying that you have no right to talk or do anything without money or without a certificate showing your proof that you can talk on these things, right? It's all dumbing us down. It's all a de-evolution of humanity is what's really been going on. The Matrix has stolen our birthright. It has placed humanity under a spell. It has put the humanity as a species under an illusion, under a fabrication, under a skewing of the truth. Reality is the actual being or existence of whatever actually is in existence, whereas the illusion is the skewing of reality. The illusion is the mere appearance of reality. The Matrix has twisted everything. And what it's done, why we just can't, it's so hard for people to imagine what life is without being under the control of a matrix system, is because the matrix system has been pervasively indoctrinating us through generations. So our parents, our grandparents, our great-grandparents have all been indoctrinated into this system. So we have been, not only are we under the influence of these outside controls of the matrix system, but the matrix system has utilized our own family in our hierarchical structure in our families to reinforce these systems of control, okay, in these systems of addiction, in these systems of detachment and of avoidance of the truth. The only thing the Matrix does, the Matrix loves everything. It loves all the chaos. It loves all the drama. It loves all the different opinions. It loves all the different beliefs. It loves all the different thoughts that are within it, because all of those things are divisive. The Matrix loves it. It's chaos. That's how it keeps us all running in circles, confused, defending ourselves, ready to kill other people halfway across the world to defend our country. It's crazy. It controls us through these means of divisiveness. Okay? What we need to come to terms with, and what we need to do to take our power back, to reclaim our essence, to reclaim our authority, to reclaim our authentic selves, is that we are all human. What is a human? Think about it. We are an eternal, all-powerful, all-knowing, empathic soul occupying, that's connected to everything. That soul that we have is connected to everything on that level of existence in this reality that we're in. And we occupy, each one of us individually occupy the most advanced biological avatar on this planet. That is innately connected to everything biological on this planet. And what the Matrix has done is it's severed that connection that we have biologically and spiritually to everything and placed itself as the middleman and told us that we need education, that we need money, that we need status, that we need proof, we need a roof over our heads, we need toxic food, poisonous food in our bellies, that we need this, that, and the other thing. We have been taught, these things have been programmed into us. Our biological system came from a single cell, the zygote, that needed nothing outside of itself and has replicated into the trillions of cells that make up our whole body. Trillions. The only reason a cell dies is when it is exposed to a poison or a toxin. A cell in a laboratory, in a culture, in a laboratory, in a petri dish, will last forever until you introduce a poison to it. The reason we have hundreds of thousands of cells dying off every hour or whatever it is, at some crazy rate, is because we have been putting toxic, poisonous food into our bodies that our parents taught us how to do since the day we were fucking able to eat table food. And before that, if our moms were feeding us formula. And even before that, if our moms were giving us breast milk, but she ate toxic, poisonous food. Okay? The only reason our cells are dying off at such a high rate, and the only reason we age is because we live in completely toxic environments, non-conducive to biological life. The only reason there is disease and mental disorders and illnesses and things of that nature in our world to the human body is because of the unnatural conditions in our environment that are purposefully created by the matrix system. Whether that's the indoctrination of the education system, whether that's just living under these, like in America, we have over 100,000 laws under the books. So there's that constant subconscious stress of always having to make sure that you are falling in line, doing what you're supposed to do. All of it. Every bit of it, the religious indoctrination, the this indoctrination, that indoctrination, the having to living up to social standards indoctrination, the family hierarchy indoctrination of sick family members that raised us sickly and then we raise kids sickly. It's all connected. All of it. And so when we heal, guys, we can't just be like, oh, well, I'm just going to fix my diet and everything's going to be fine. And that's going to take, no, because we have, what has happened is we have weaved a tangled web that is our life of enslavement. And if you think you're going to heal and break free and just, you're going to fast or you're going to juice or you're just going to switch up your diet, that's way down here. And look at all this other part of the tangle web that needs to get released in order for that to happen. Your childhood trauma and abuse is right here. Your education indoctrination is right here. Your social hierarchies is right here. So how this healing works is you got to, when you do it properly, by doing it properly, is you have to look around and recognize and accept that we are enslaved, that this is completely toxic and non-conducive to biological life. It's non-conducive to who we are, being a human. If you are an eternal soul occupying the most advanced biological thing on this earth, you really think our purpose here is to work a job and save up money, a fake monetary system, and just to purchase things, to have safety? I mean, think about it, guys. They have bamboozled us. We are living under a complete illusion of what reality is, a complete skewing, a complete mere appearance of reality. It is all to keep. This is how the matrix stays in control. And in order to heal properly, in order to break free properly, we must detach from all of the things that the matrix offers us. We must break all the programming and indoctrination that we have been imbued with. We must come to terms with the fact that our history has been spoon-fed to us, perfectly narrated and scripted, to keep us thinking that we're just slaves, just specks trillions of specks out there in the universe. We're just specks. We're just specks. Nothing matters. When in reality, we are eternal souls occupying the most advanced biological thing on this earth, and we shouldn't age. If we weren't poisoning ourselves since day one and weren't in toxic environments, we would not age, because the cell does not die unless it's poisoned. And so, therefore, we are so much more capable and powerful. Our birthright has been stolen. And until you recognize that, nothing else makes sense. And you think you're going to heal. Oh, I'm an alcoholic. I'm working on my alcoholism. Oh, I'm a food addict. I'm working on my food addiction. Oh, I'm a this addict. No, you are a matrix addict. You are addicted to everything. You are addicted to entertainment. You are addicted to celebrity. You are addicted to new clothing. You are addicted to commercials. You are addicted to politics. You are addicted to religion. You are addicted to education. You are addicted to knowledge seeking. You are addicted to all of these things, guys. All of these things. It all plays in together. Because, see, there's only two options here. To either keep on playing the game, or to break free and drop it all and be honest and truthful with ourselves, be courageous, take personal responsibility, and be disciplined and heal and detach from all of this shit, and recognize and accept the fact that we are supreme beings that have been held down and enslaved, and we have no clue what it means to be free. We have no clue what it means to make a free choice. We have no clue what it means to be at peace. We have no clue what love means. We have no clue how the human condition is actually supposed to be, because we've been living for generations as slaves. It's very simple. It's extremely simple. But you have to come to terms with the fact that we are more than just primordial apes that have evolved into these social structures that invented the wheel and came from cavemen. And, humanity's better off now than it was 150 years ago. It's all a lie. You have to understand and accept these truths. You got to understand that the Matrix tries to tell you that everybody has their own belief, everybody has their own opinion, everybody has their own whatever. It's not true. We are all connected as souls, and we are all connected as a human biological thing. We are connected in those ways, and in those ways we are all the same. The Matrix has created all these constructs and done everything it can to divide us in thousands of different ways, to where there's no coherence. Because if we all came together and spoke truth and got down to the root of this and pointed, it would all point back. If we all became our own forensic investigator, our own forensic psychologist, our own private investigator, we would all come to the root of the problem, is that we are living in non-conducive environments to biological life, and that these are narcissistic and toxic environments and control structures under which we find ourselves. If we would quit justifying and excusing everything, and excusing all this trauma and abuse, and excusing these non-human ways to live, and come to terms with the facts and the reality, and quit saying everybody has their own opinion and their own fucking differences and their own beliefs, and realize that there's one truth, we would crush the Matrix system. The Matrix loves that we all have different opinions and we all have different beliefs and faiths and this and that and the other thing, because it keeps us divided and from recognizing the truth and accepting the truth of what things really are. Because the Matrix can't exist without us. It is the best salesman in the world. It has sold us a bill of sale. It has stolen our birthright, and in exchange given us chains of slavery. It is up to each one of us to break free from it. The Matrix, the thing that Matrix scares a narcissist or an abuser or a predator, or the Matrix itself or the system of government or anything else, is breaking free from it and saying, fuck you, I don't need you. Fuck you, you're a liar, a manipulator, a conniving deceiver. I have nothing more to do with you. Be gone. That is how we break free. We have to stand up for ourselves. We have to start acting responsibly. not responsibly as evolved apes and cavemen that are here that invented the wheel, but responsibly as an eternal soul occupying the most advanced biological thing on this earth that's connected to everything. We need to reclaim our authenticity, our essence. We need to quit playing the games of the Matrix and start doing our own thing. This is a rigged game out here. The only way to win is not to play. We have to take our power back. We have to quit playing the games. We have to take our attention, our energy, our focus. Our attention is the only thing of value we have in this life. And we have to give it back to the one thing that matters, us, each of us individually. Because when I take care of myself, and I do this for myself, and you do this for yourself, and she does this for herself, and he does this for himself, and we all do this for ourselves, guess what happens? Everything's fixed. There's no more issues, no more problems. There's no more fear, lack, desire, worry. There's no more being in need. There's no more suffering. There's no more pain, because we're all taking responsibility. We're all being disciplined. We are acting as eternal souls that are all powerful, all knowing, and empathic. And we are doing what we know we're supposed to be doing as eternal beings occupying the most advanced biological avatar on earth. And it has nothing to do with anything that this matrix has programmed us to believe that we should be doing here. All of that's a lie. It's all a skewing. It's a mere appearance of reality. It's all an illusion. It is all to keep us feeding our energy and recirculating back into this hell that we find ourselves in order to generate the power and the energy for this matrix to keep running. We are running in circles, guys. We need to stop the insanity. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. We keep on, the economists want to solve it with money. The historians want to solve it with the proper form of government. This wants to solve it with this. It's just like an alcoholic. That for 30 years, he's like, I've been 30 years alcohol free. And then one day he cracks and he's back an alcoholic again. It's because he never got to the root of it. Sure, you can go on a juice diet and you can fast and you can fix what you're putting in your mouth. But if you aren't taking care of all your programming and your indoctrination and you're still slaving away for a fake currency and you're still playing games and you're still, thinking that you need all these things and paying taxes and playing all the games of the Matrix, you're only taking care of one little thing. You haven't addressed all this. So guess what's going to happen? Eventually that shit's going to come back and bite you in the ass. Because just like that alcoholic that got sober for 30 years, his whole life, that 30 year was destroyed. Every day he had to wake up and go, I'm an alcoholic. I can't drink today. Anything not to drink. And he had to distract himself. Instead of getting to the root of the issue, where his alcoholism came from, instead of us getting to the root of the issue, why am I suffering? Why is humanity suffering? Why are we in pain? Why is one option only work for a week or two or a month or two or a year or two, and then all of a sudden it doesn't work anymore and I need another option? Why does this seem to be the course of things? Why does it feel like we're on a merry-go-round of chaos? Why does it feel like we're being controlled? Because we are being controlled, guys. You have to grab your cojones and face fucking reality. You have to quit bamboozling yourself and mind-fucking yourself and gaslighting yourself and thinking that we are the ones that are causing all these problems. This is a top-down enslavement. We have been controlled, and it is up to us to take responsibility and act appropriately now. We have to be courageous. And the one thing that this matrix hates is honesty, is truth. We have to be truthful in all things. Nothing is going to change without the truth. The truth will crush this matrix, but we all have to start speaking it. We all have to detach. We all have to quit playing these games. There's no way we can have our freedom and our peace and our authenticity and our essence, and at the same time think that there's going to be celebrities and new cars and new houses and governments and education systems and all of that. They don't go hand in hand. None of this schooling, none of this government, none of this hierarchies of power, none of it is conducive to human life. None of it. Not one bit of it. All of our history is a lie to keep you under control. So I just want to put that out there, guys. Again, I highly suggest you go take a look at the new Survivor Series playlist I have over there on the Embodied Souls channel. I just now am uploading part 1, 2, and 3 of Sue's story of narcissistic abuse. That series will be on people who have survived narcissistic abuse. Telling these stories, getting them out there, speaking the truth, shining a light on these cockroaches and getting them to run, because we are going to show them how powerless they are. We are going to break their bonds, their chains that they have placed on us, and we are going to free ourselves not only physically, but psychologically, spiritually, emotionally, and in every other way. We are going to free ourselves. And in turn, that's going to inspire and encourage others to break free. And eventually, guys, as we do this, that energy will build and this matrix will crumble. There's not a doubt in my mind, because this matrix can't exist. You get enough people doing this matrix can't exist. No armies that this matrix puts together, no police forces that this matrix puts together, no kind of enforcement of law that this place puts together, no kind of monetary system that this place puts in force. None of this is going to control the human spirit. It can't. And it knows it can't. That's why it's been bamboozling and scaring us to death and keeping us all hiding in our houses and in our closets our whole lives and afraid to speak our truth. Because it knows that the most dangerous thing to its survival as a system of control and being a predator and a narcissist is the truth. It cannot allow the truth to get out there. Again, it doesn't care how many billions of different opinions and faiths, beliefs, and everything else that people want to have. It's all division. We need to come to the one truth of who we are. We are eternal, all-knowing, all-powerful, empathic souls connected to every other soul on that level of reality, occupying the most advanced biological thing on this earth, connected to everything biological, and that has been severed both on the spiritual and the biological level. We have been severed by this matrix and its programming. And so we need to break free from this, and the only way to do it is to speak our truth and to be courageous and come to terms with truth, fact, and reality, and quit lying to ourselves and quit bamboozling ourselves and quit gaslighting ourselves into the matrix lie of opinions and beliefs and faiths and everybody's a special little snowflake. It's all a lie. It's all a construct on purpose to keep us separated. So I hope everybody's doing well. Again, you can reach out to me, richardswink@icloud.com, or you can share your story in the comments. I'll make a dedicated video to you. And I look forward to hearing from you guys. And until then, take care of yourself, because nobody else will.